will be the first installment of the trapeze series, the Ichiro style. I only own 2 traps and neither one of them are Ichiro, but I was going through my old gear and found this. It's an old web from a 3rd gen GMP7. Really nice leather in these. It might be a little short, but I think it'll serve the purpose to show you the basics of how to relace an Ichiro style trapeze. All right, let's get this thing unlaced. All right, I got the web off. We'll do a quick comparison to see exactly how much bigger it is. Maybe a 1/4 of an inch bigger. So this should work out pretty good. Now, materials you're gonna need for this one are 3 72-inch pieces of lace. One for this side, one for that side, and one for the fingers to finish it off. Tape measure, and one of these guys if you got it. It's a little trick I use to hold the web in place. So let's get started. I'm gonna start with the index finger. On the outside right here, I'm gonna stay inside the glove and come out that side. And we're gonna stay rough side up. Pull that on through. The reason we go rough side up right here is because we're gonna flip it. The reason we flip it is when the finger lace comes through this hole, it has some room to get out. If you leave it flat, it's gonna make the hole big and look pretty sloppy. So go ahead and give that a twist. I'm gonna take it and go into the top left hole of this web. Here's where you need the measuring tape. Pretty important part. Also go ahead and you can also do this with an extra needle if you got it, or chopstick, whatever you have. And if you're using 1/4 inch lace for the fingers, like I know most of you do, you're gonna wanna measure 2 inches right here. Because a 1/4 inch, measure roughly from the hole. 1/4 inch times 8 loops is what we're gonna be doing. It's about 2 inches, or exactly 2 inches. You wanna measure, it's kinda hard to do behind the camera, 2 inches directly on the center of the hole. It's a little bit less. We should be good to go. I think that looks good. I'll measure one last time actually. Yeah, that'll work. So you're gonna wanna kinda hold this piece right here so it doesn't lose your 2 inch spot. You're gonna turn it right side up. And you're going in the next hole down. Hope I'm getting all this on camera. This is very hard to do behind a camera. Gonna have to switch needles. Just popped out on me. Okay. Make sure the web is still in place down here. I don't like to pull these very tight. I just like to let it sit where it lies. Because if you pull it tight, it gets kind of weird looking at the end. So just get the tightness just to where it lays flat when you stretch out the web a little bit. So it'll look a little loose when you let go. Let's see if this needle's any better. A lot of you asked where I got this needle from in the videos. I got it from Tanner's a very long time ago. They no longer sell these silver ones. They're gold now with a fatter tip on it that don't fit through the metal grommets on older Rawlings gloves, so I don't really care for those. All right, next part. We're gonna be going right here. You're gonna, when you pull it out, it's gonna be rough side up. gently flip it to smooth side. You're gonna go in the next hole on the web, right here. There we go, that needle felt better. Okay. Pull so where you don't see it affecting that lace. I'm not touching it right now and it's lifting up a good deal. I need to give it another little tug. The more you do this, the more you'll get the hang of how tight these should be. We're pretty much going to follow that same pattern all the way down. Let me show you what the back side's looking like. Not too bad. All right. Next hole down on the finger. Coming out the other side. A little bit tighter. I think that looks good. When you let go, it should not have any tension like that on it. That's what you want to avoid. Especially you softball guys who are lacing these up. The lacer you do this, the more trapeze it gets on you. Makes it for a really deep pocket and web. This one in the next hole. Web, there's no use talking about it. We're doing the same thing all the way down. It's a little too loose. You can see what I mean right there. Get good angles of it when you're doing it so you can kind of get them uniform. That needs to go a good bit in there. I'll show you what it looks like when you do it too tight. Yeah, you don't want that. Maybe if you play baseball, you want a not so deep pocket. This is usually how they come laced from the factory. All right, I'm happy with that one. Maybe a little bit more. Okay. Give you this view this time. Going that way. Come on now. I know it's been a while. Another pull test. Looks good. Going in the fourth hole now. What I'm doing right here, so I'm just kind of squeezing it because that's how it's going to be once I get it tight, and that'll let you know about how much you need to pull through. Right there. Maybe it moves a little bit. A little bit more. It's starting to look good. Going through here now. Don't know what that was. We'll continue. You can also do the same thing with that finger right there. Give it a little squeeze. Get it into place. Pull to where you want it. Also another softball tip. Once you get down to these last three holes, if you lace them a little bit looser, it gets even more trapeze. All right. all the way through. Might be doing somewhat better getting it on camera now at this angle. Kind of play with it as you go. The tightness is probably the most important part you need to pay attention to, other than that 2 inches at the top here. Through, give it a little flip. In you go. Getting close. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Before you make fun of the lace, I know they don't make them like they used to. They have big old ridges on them now and all rough. I don't think they cut them anymore at Tanner's. I think they just get them shipped in from China. Step your game up, Tanner's. All right. Squeeze, still pops up. Look good. I like that. So make sure your web stays in place right here. Almost at a part where you have to start paying attention again. All right. Take a look at the other side. Haven't looked at that side in a while. Looking good. That's where we're at, coming out right here. Good. Okay. These are the last 2 holes right here. I'm going to take this out for now. You're gonna wanna get your lace flipped right here. Keep that smooth side up. You're going to go in this hole, out that bottom one. Can't come out the other side, so you wanna stay on top, kind of like you did the finger. Push that through. Can be somewhat difficult sometimes. If you want, we can go and put this on the other side. Gives you a more accurate look. Pulled this one the same as the other one. You're gonna want to kind of twist it that way. That's how it looks from the factory. See, it's got to kind of push on the other side, see if it has the depth you want it. See, that's good for demonstration. Kind of flip it that way a little bit, because you want to stay smooth side up right here. We are coming out that hole right there. 4th hole if you just count the bottom. Going in that one. Actually, I'm gonna put that back in there. There we go. Pull this relatively tight. It's gonna be your foundation. Finish this side up. You know where we're going with that one. You can see what I was talking about earlier. There's really no way to twist it other than what we did right here. 2 laces coming out of the same hole. Sometimes get ugly, but this is actually how they do this part. Impressive, it pulled through. The needle's still got some more life in it. Get that pulled tight. I like it. Okay, that side is done. Let's take a look at the angles, give it a tug. This part's kind of deep. Not too bad. It might be a little loose down here, but it'll make for a good pocket if I were to keep that on. All right, let's move on to the next side. All right, for the right side, most Mizunos enter a shared hole with the thumb lace right here. This side you can go smooth side up because they're not going to share holes. Stay on the inside, it won't let you go outside. Coming in the thumb loop area, coming out this top hole. And it'll end right here on the fingers and spirals, right here, so we don't have to flip it. All right, I'm not going to show you this whole thing and bore you. It's exactly the same as the other side. I really just want to show you where to enter. And go ahead and line up the 2 inches on this side. Get started and fast forward. Little out. Basically, you want 2 inches from where the glove ends and the web ends. About right there. Doesn't have to be perfect. So go ahead and pinch it once you got your 2 inches. Begin the same process as the other side. Going in right there. Coming out right here at the second hole. All right, I got that side relaced. You can check it out. Turned out pretty nice. Too bad for a little web swap. Holes lined up rather well. I've kind of seen that pattern at that angle. Little triangles or whatnot. Look like home plate in there. All right, I don't have another 72-inch piece of lace, so I'm gonna start right here and cheat. You know, I already know how to lace the fingers from my previous videos, but I haven't showed you how to lace this particular portion of the Mizuno glove. So once you get the fingers up to this hole, it's coming out right here. You're gonna go in this guy at the bottom like normal and all the way out. this as tight as you want. Right here you'll notice extra set of holes at the bottom. Right now we're gonna kind of twist it counterclockwise. Keep the smooth side pointed towards the middle finger as we go in. We're going in right here, out right here. This can be brutal on some gloves that are really stiff if you're relacing them. This one's nice and broken in, so when you're looking at it from above, it should be rough side. Same thing right here, get that as loose or tight as you want it. It's good. You're going back up on the index hole. Same smooth side pointed towards that finger. So we're looking at it from above. I want to see rough. All right. Go and twist that back to where you can see smooth side. We're going to be going out the middle finger bottom. Give that a tug and make sure it's nice and even. Looks good. Now, I'm going to be coming out the top hole in the index. And here you can actually give this another twist. Hold this twist in place. I'm going to go that way to make some room. That room is going to be on the top. Right there. You want smooth side looking at you right here. Because you want to be rough down once you get up here. Might twist on you once you pull it out. Looks good. Kind of twist it back to where it's rough. Now with the rough side down, we're going to go in that little space we created by the twist. You want that rough to go on top of that. Don't let that twist. There we go. Kind of pull it into place to where it's mainly one uniform line. Okay, once you get out this side, you want to go over the top. You want to be smooth side up this whole process as we do these loops. So you want to stay in between these two as you go out. For the first loop, it's going to be 8 total on each side. There's 1. Just kind of hold it in place as you do it. This can be very tricky, especially the first time I did it. I had a real hard time with this part. The trick is just holding them in place. I'm going to do 4 before we get to the other side. Here's the third. Feel your way in there. And this isn't 1/4 inch lace either, so it might be a little off on the sizing. Also kind of pull it tight. Let's make it look nice. Right, going in that one last time for the 4th. Okay, let's look at the other side real quick. This is where we're going to be going over that other lace. Looks like I might have got my measurement off, but if so, you can kind of give it a little pull, make some room. So now we're going to be going over that lace that was flipped over, coming out the web. Give that a nice pull. Wrap it again. Second. Came for the third. Looks like I ran out of room because I was doing it behind the camera. Pull that pretty tight for your spiral. Once you get to the end, the first run, and keep smooth side up right here. You're gonna go out this hole. But you should have 4 loops on both sides of that, but I could probably fit one more in there, but I don't want to. And let me get it in camera. Maybe I did it right on the other side, we'll see. I just went in that top hole. Don't pull that too tight or it'll wrinkle and bow. Let's get it nice and flat. Hit it with a mallet afterwards. Now, we're going to be coming from the bottom. To make it symmetrical with the other side. Start with the loops. Twist that lace to kind of keep it in place. This one right here, that run, it wants to twist with it. And there's 3. And 4. Now we want to go in this tiny little area that's left right here. Kind of keep those close. That 1/4 inch lace doesn't want to let it. Okay, there's 1. Two. 3. Pull to make room for a 4th. There's 4. All right, now we're going to finish at this vacant hole at the very top. Keep that smooth side up right there. In and out the last hole that's empty. If I can find it. There it is. Pull that relatively tight to keep that spiral going. Don't want that to unravel. And that's it. Did the best I could with the lace I had, but it's definitely the idea. That spiral could definitely use some work. Looks ugly. But I hope this will help you. I know you've been asking them for it for a long time. I will be having more in the trapeze series if I can find me a nice pro TB or something like that. Griffey was my favorite player, so the only other one I own is the Kubota Slugger, and I really don't feel like taking that thing apart. It is challenging to put back together, to say the least, but I'd like to show you that spiral on a different mod trap. That one in the rolling style. As always, I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.